Hello everyone and welcome to Hytale Guides. In this video I'll be showing you how to make a custom weapon. For this video we're going to make a custom scythe similar to this one that you can see in the game right now. So let's get straight into it. Before continuing with the video, I want to tell you guys that I am now an official Hytale creator. I couldn't have done this without all of you, so I want to thank all of you for achieving this. You can now support the channel by using the creator code Hytale Guides at checkout when you buy something in the store. It doesn't save you any money, but it supports the channel. Now let's get back to the video. This video is gonna be longer than usual because I want to show the entire process of making a weapon, including the modeling, the texturing, and then importing it into Hytale. So let's get started. If you're completely new to this, I recommend you to go right here to File, go to Plugins, and make sure you install the Hytale Models plugin. Some of my older videos got a little bit outdated, so I'm going to make everything very clear in this video. This is how it should stay at least for a while, so pay close attention. You're gonna want to scroll down, and right here you don't have to select Hytale Prop. Hytale Prop is only for prop models, meaning blocks or decorative stuff. If you want to make a weapon, you need to go to Hytale Character. This is the model that you have to make the template for creating characters and attachment models. So we're gonna select Hytale Character, then click on Create New Model, and right here we're gonna name our file, let's see, Souls Scythe. Yeah, this sounds nice. Then we're gonna click Confirm, and right here in our workspace we want to get our reference image. I've seen a lot of you guys asking me how I get the references for my models. The only thing that I did was go into Gemini and then asked it to generate me an image of a cool pixelated site, and it literally gave me the reference image. What you're gonna want to do after downloading the reference image is just drag and drop it into the Blockbench area right over here in the middle, and then select reference image. Now what I like to do is go to this button right over here, and then go to the properties over the reference image, and I like to select the layer to be above the interface, so that way I can see it way more clearly, and I'm gonna place it right over here for now. And that's all we have to set up for our modeling. Something that could help you guys is going right here to this button, preview options, then setting the preview scene to Hytale, and then getting the Hytale player model in here as a reference for the size of our weapon. Okay, now let's get into the modeling part. What I'm gonna do is go right here in our outliner, go to add element, add a brand new cube, and now I'm going to scale it up. Let's see, I want it to be 6 wide and then 6 again right over here. Now guys, a very important step that I want you to consider is that when you use this scaling tool, only use increments of 1 and don't use increments like 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 or zero 0.1, because that way your model might get a little bit glitchy when you import it inside of the game and the texture might not apply correctly. If you want to make small adjustments, just use the stretch feature, it will be way more better, but don't abuse that one as well. Try to use only the scaling by 1 and the rotate and the move tools. Only use the stretching when you absolutely need it. Okay, now I'm thinking the handle is maybe a little bit too thick, so I'm going to scale it down by just 1. Yeah, in each direction. Now we're going to scale it up. It needs to be pretty tall, I think. The site in game was pretty big, like something like this, and then I think it was even way more bigger. The site, I don't know. Let's keep it like this for now. Yeah, I think this should be enough. Now I'm going to move this part up so we can focus on the part from the bottom. So I'm going to add a new element, add a cube, use our scaling tool to scale it up a little bit. Let's scale it like this, then scale it up. Now let's scale it back that way. And now we can use our stretch tool. So I'm going to disable link stretching, and right here I'm going to change the stretch just by a tiny amount, 0.9, and now it's a little bit smaller. So be careful guys, use the stretch, don't abuse the stretch, don't use it too much because your model might get a little bit glitchy. Only use the resizing when it's needed. Okay, now I'm going to move this by pressing G, move it up a little bit, then I'm going to rotate, then press G again to move it, maybe move it up a little bit. Yeah, this looks good enough. Then I'm going to Shift D to duplicate it, move it down, going to rotate, then scale it down a little bit, then move it back again. With the move tool you can use smaller increments, just be careful with the scaling tool. Okay, something like this, but now it's overlapping right over here, so I'm going to change the stretch value again by a little bit. Let's see, 8, 9, yeah, and now the overlapping is gone. And now I'm going to shift duplicate this one again. Maybe I want to achieve a different shape right over here, not this one. Maybe let's try a ring shape. Let's rotate this one like this. Rotate it a little bit more. Then move it here with G. Scale it up a little bit. And then go back into G to move it. Okay, now I'm going to select this one, hold Control, select this one, Shift duplicate it, move it over here, going to rotate and give it a full rotation. If I can grab the green axis, yeah, and give it a 180 rotation, then move it into its place. This doesn't look well. Let's move it one more. No, this doesn't look right. I think we're gonna remove this one. And then you go here. I'm going to rotate you around a little bit. You just have to play with the cubes until you make it look like something that you like. Yeah, I think this should be good enough for a site. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Now we're going to add a new element, add a cube once again, drag it up, maybe place it around here, scale it by 1, then scale it again right over here, then going to rotate it like this to get those spikes. You don't have to do the exact same thing like in the reference image, just do something that you think looks nice. Okay, now I'm going to move this one up, maybe give it a random rotation, just like this, move it down a little bit. Now I'm going to click this one and shift duplicate it, get it to the other side, going to rotate. And I want to rotate on the global. Now I'm going to give it the rotation, yeah, just like this. Then going to G to move it. I'm going to change the scaling of this one a little bit, maybe the rotation, make it a little bit more different as well. Now I'm going to shift duplicate this one, drag it down, rotate it like this, then move it. I think this looks pretty decent. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like this. Now the difficult part is focusing on that skull shape. It's actually a double skull right over here. How should we do this? Should we try the double skull thing, or is one skull enough? I think I'm going to keep this part with the ribs that you can see. Oh, I resized my window accidentally. Let's get it back. Okay, so I'm thinking about only keeping this skull and replacing it with this one and keep the ribs part. Well, let's see how it's gonna look and we'll decide later. So I'm going to go into my outliner, add a new element, add a cube, move our cube up over here, and let's try to make this sort of spine shape with the ribs and everything because it looks nice. It shouldn't be too difficult, guys, don't worry about it. Let's position our cube right over here into the middle section. It doesn't have a middle, so I'm going to move it by 0.5. Yeah, now it should be in the middle. Or no, we need to move it 0.5 here as well. Okay, now I think I'm going to actually scale this up a little bit more. I don't want to make it too big, but we'll see. The side has to be big, but not too big. Maybe I'll scale this one down a little bit just to make sure we don't make it too tall, because this is gonna be the part with the rib cage. Maybe like this. Okay, now we're gonna going to G, move our cube down, and this cube, let's scale it up. Should the rib cage be... I think this is enough for the rib cage part. Now, how are we gonna do the rib cage thing? I'm thinking about maybe shift duplicating this one, then give it a rotation like this, and give it a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, let's give it a little stretch so they don't overlap anymore. Let's stretch it by 0.1. No, 0.1 is a bit too much. Let's do 0.01. Okay, and now it sort of looks more like that ribcage shape. Now I'm going to achieve these rings around the ribcage, so I'm going to go right here, add element, add a new cube. Let's change the color. Let's make it red so it's easier to see. Let's drag it up over here, and now I'll place it right here and then scale it just like this. And I'm going to shift duplicate this one, going to rotate it just like this, press G, place this one here. I'm going to duplicate this one, place it here, and then I'm going to shift duplicate this one and place it here. Now that we achieved this ring shape, I'm going to place all of these cubes in a group. Let's name it ring. And now with our ring selected, we're going to rotate and give it, let's center the pivot, and now it should rotate around the pivot. Let's do something like this, and then shift duplicate this one, press G, and move it up. And let's give this one a different rotation as well. Let's do something like this. Yeah. And now I'm going to select the first ring, then select the other one, shift duplicate, press G, and move them both up at the same time. And I think we're gonna do it one more time. Yeah, something like this. It's perfect like this, and now we should focus on achieving the skull shape. Let's see how we're gonna do that. Let's add a new element, add a cube. It's gonna go up. I think I need to change the rotation actually. Let's have it like this. Yeah, this should work. Press G. Let's lower it a little bit. Let's center the pivot. Let's actually scale it up because the skull needs to be a little bit more bigger. Let's make it 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now let's scale it up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. Yeah. Or actually, let's go up by one more. Now I'm going to add an element, add a cube, press G. I'm going to rotate, fix this one. Yeah, now I'm going to just move it down by 1, then scale it like this, and then like this. We're trying to achieve the shape of the skull, and I'm thinking about maybe lowering it a little bit. Yeah, lower it by 1, scale it down, and scale it again like this. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Now let's focus on the teeth from the skull. I think we should we only make them on one side, or should we make the teeth double-sided? If we're thinking this is a skull, so they should only be on one side, if I'm right. So let's actually scale it up one more like this. Then add, let's make a little bit of cleaning in here. Okay, where are we? Let's add a new element, add a cube. Where is our cube? Okay, right over here. And we're gonna make the teeth from the skull. Let's scale this one like this, then move it here, place it about here, should be fine. And then let's shift duplicate this one, move it in here, shift duplicate again and place it here. This one should go like this. Yeah, I think it's gonna look fine. We can change it later if we don't like it. Now what we're gonna do is we need to focus on the actual blade of our scythe, and for that we're going to go to add element and add a quad. Now this quad is very interesting. We're gonna get it up over here, and this quad we need to make it really big. You'll see why in a moment when we get to the texturing part. So let's scale it a lot, because we can always remove those excess parts by doing some painting, but we also don't need to exaggerate. Like in this side, maybe this should be enough. You need to be generous with this part. You need to get how much you feel like you're gonna need. Maybe here I'm going to go this much because I need to make this sharp part right over here where the blade will be. Then let's also scale it up. Let's go a little bit more this way just to be sure. And I think we are pretty much done with the modeling part. So now we should go into the texturing. Okay, now for our texture, we're gonna go and move this picture down. Press this button where it says create texture. Let's name it soul side texture. We're gonna leave the pixel density to 64. That should be more than enough, and then hit confirm. Now if we go into the paint mode, right here you can see that we can paint each one of those pixels individually. And now this part is going to take a while. It's literally up to you how much detail you want to get into this, but for me I don't like to go for a lot of detail. I'm not the best artist, but I'll give it a shot and try my best. What I like to do first is find out what would be the primary color for each part. So I'm going to choose the paint bucket. I'm going to go to this button, pick screen color. Now on our reference image we need to select a color. For now I'm going to select this one, and we painted our quad. Now let's select the color for the bone parts. Let's paint each one of our bone parts. Okay, just like this. Make sure we cover each part of them. Now we also have bones here. We're gonna paint those as well. Make sure you don't miss any important spots. This is very important. Okay, now I'm gonna go like this, and these bottom ones as well. Now we need to paint the rings as well because they're bones as well. This is a long process, but I told you that in this video I'm just going to show everything so you don't have any more questions. I hope that this way you can find a way to make your very own models. Maybe you like the method that I use. I don't know if it's the best method, if it's the most efficient one, but I've had success with this method, so it's up to you how you make your models. Okay, one thing that I recommend, we can't actually access those spots because of the quad. We can always go right over here and let's find the quad so we can disable it. Actually, let's go to edit, select the quad. You can see the quad is right over here. Let's disable it for now and we can re-enable it later. It will be easier for us to paint that way, to paint all of our small bones that we have right over here. We'll paint each face. Actually, I need to paint this one in the middle as well, so I can just hold my left click down and just go crazy with it. We don't have to worry about painting anything else with a different color. This is the only color that's gonna be used in here, so let's make sure we don't miss any spots. And there's so many parts that we need to paint. Okay, now here on the underneath of each one of them, yeah, there's a lot of them, actually more than I expected. Was that everything? We have one more here. Yeah, I think that should be all of them for now. Okay, now let's see, we also have some bones right over here at the bottom. Let's paint those ones as well. Okay, let's move around. Okay, now this one as well. Make sure we get the bottom as well. Get this side, get this one as well here. Get the bottom of these ones. Okay, now to this side. Make sure you paint each face. Okay, and now we should take the tool again, take this color and fill it in over here. Okay, now let's focus on the bones. A thing that I like to do is select my paintbrush, then right here where is the softness, I like to get it to the maximum value of 100. Then I'm going to get the color picker and then select a darker bone color, if that makes sense. Let's get I think this one should be good enough. And now if I use the painting tool, you can see that we achieve this really nice effect. It gives us a little bit of detail without being a good artist. So now we're just going to paint like this all over the surface of our skull to make it look a little bit more natural. Now let's try to achieve the face for the skull, so I'm going to make this image a little bit bigger so we can look at it while we paint. I'll place it right over here so we can see this skull. And now we're going to remove the softness and we're just gonna paint like this. I'm thinking, wait, let me select the color for the eyes. Pick the screen color, pick this one, and now let's see. I think we should start from here, go 1, 2, then 1, 2, 1, 2 in here, then maybe something like this. And now for the nose, let's do it like this. And for the other eye, let's do it. Yep. It's not the best looking skull, but I think it's pretty decent. Maybe we should... let's see how we can make it look better. Maybe at the eyes in here. Yeah, maybe if we make them like this, it looks more like a scary skull. Yeah, it's not the best skull, guys, I know, but it's pretty decent, I think. Now let's get our softness and get the color, and let's paint the other bones as well. Okay, so after finishing this skull, we can re-enable our blade. Yeah, the blade needs to be done, we'll work on that. But I think before the blade, we should focus on the handle. Let's keep the blade for last because it's the most important part. So let's see, right over here, we're going to select the darker bone color once again. Go into the paintbrush with the softness maxed out, and then just move our brush around over here. Don't worry if you touch the handle, it's not an issue, it will just look better that way. Okay, so like this should be good. Now right here at the bottom, make sure you don't miss any important spots, any visible ones. Okay, just do it like this, and over here let's just move our paintbrush around. Okay, some more over here. Alright, let's go here, don't miss the bottom. Okay, we got the bottom as well. Now let's get this side done as well. This one. Okay, now these parts right over here on the side. Alright, now this one as well. Da, da, da. Yep, this should be fine. Oh, we forgot a spot here. Did we forget them on this side as well? Yep, this one right over here. Cool. Now let's focus on the handle. Let's see. We want to. I think we want to achieve those rune patterns right over here on our handle. So let's go to our paintbrush, remove the softness, go to the color picker and pick this blue right over here. Let's see. Now just carve some random runes. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just go wild with it. Do what? Just move your pencil around, and if it's how you want it to be, then just leave it like that. Just paint some random stuff. Okay, let's do it like this here as well. And maybe two more. One like this and one like this. Yep, that should be enough. And I think we want to have these runes on each side, not only on one side. So let's do some more of them right over here. Just make some random blue lines so they look like some runes. Okay, here as well. Let's make another one here, and let's make a smaller one here. Same for this side. Let's see, do it like this. One more and one more. Yep, that should be it. Now let's also focus on the runes from the top side. Let's make a little bit of runes in here as well. Maybe let's do one over here, and yeah, I'll just have two of them for here. Let's make it like this. Yeah, just two of them on each side here at the top. I don't like these ones. Let's change them. Let's make it something like this. Yeah, this looks better. Just paint random stuff. Okay, and here, that's it. Now we want to get our color picker again and select this sort of black color. It's almost black. Let's see this one. Go again with our softness to the maximum value, and with our softness we want to achieve these black lines all over our handle. So one way is to just go like this, hold your mouse down, and I like to make a spiral shape first and then make some changes from there, so it sort of looks like a piece of rope that is wrapped around the model, if you understand what I mean. So just like this, keep doing this until you reach the top of your model. Okay, this way, now this way. Let's see, over here, let's continue, and this should be enough. And now once we get here, we want to make some more random lines to look like damage around the model, just like this. And then we're gonna add way more detail. Now we just need to make those sort of cracks all around, connect them to each other in random ways, just make it look somewhat real or natural, to say it. Okay, like this, then do this. Okay, let's go lower, do it like this, some more here, more in here as well. Okay, let's check for empty sides. We don't want empty sides. Some more over here, more around here. Also, we don't need to exaggerate with them. Maybe some more like this. This side is empty. Make this one a long crack, one more in here, maybe like this as well. I don't like this line over here. Let's do it like this so it looks better. Yeah, I'm thinking this should do. Maybe we could add, let's say, a little bit more detail. Let's choose, let's go to our color picker and select this shade and go around. No, this is too dark. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Maybe like this. No, this is too dark. A little bit more. Or actually, let me select this one and make it a little bit darker. Yeah, just like this. Give it a little bit of detail all around. You can also go over the runes. That shouldn't be an issue. Then just go and do this on every single part of our scythe. Okay, now that this part is done, we can finally start making our blade. For this step, I will start by highlighting our skull, each part of it, because I will want to disable it so it's easier for us to make our blade. I'm going to highlight it in here, make sure I don't miss any part. Let's add it to a group. I will call it bones so it's easier for us to re-enable it later. Now we want to find out how much of the quad we need to keep, so I'm going to make the reference image a lot bigger so it's easier for us. As you can see right here where the skull is, we need to have an empty space at the top and an empty space at the bottom. So I'm just going to try and achieve exactly that. So I'm going to go into paint mode, get our eraser, and we want to delete the pixels coming, alright, starting from here. So I'm going to draw a small line, then we want to keep these ones and then again remove them from here and then remove them from about here as well. Then we want to also remove this area. So now I'm going to disable the bones and I'm just going to remove every single pixel with our eraser. So I'll just go like this and remove all of them. Okay, after connecting the blade, I will once again focus more on achieving the shape of the scythe. Now after finishing the outline, I will go ahead and draw the rest of the details. So that would be it for our model. I think it ended up looking pretty decent. I know it's not the best one, but that's not the most important purpose of this video. Now we gotta see how we can get our weapon inside of Hytale. The first thing would be to, of course, save our texture by right clicking on it and then clicking the save button or save as to save it in a location that you want to set. And we're gonna do the same for our soul scythe model. You just go right here and press save project as. Now let's get this thing working inside of Hytale. Now that we are in Hytale in our brand new creative world, the first step would be to type /op self to make yourself an operator. That way you can now access the asset editor. So let's go inside of our asset editor. Inside the asset editor, we want to click these three dots right over here, click on add pack, and we're going to create a brand new pack. If you don't already have one, I will name it souls and then scythe. The group, I will name it my scythe. Then we don't need to fill these fields, these are completely optional. Hit save, and then we're gonna go to this plus button over here. Right here on asset type, we're going to type in item, give our asset a unique asset ID. I'm going to name it again my souls scythe. Right here where it says copy asset, you want to click this arrow, and we're going to copy the original site from Hytale. So here we're going to select Hytale, and then search for scythe, and as you can see we can find it right over here. Select it and then click on create. What we're gonna do now is we're going to create a path for our texture and model. So we're gonna press the Windows key, then the R key to open the run menu, then type in %appdata%, hit enter, and right here we're going to scroll down, find our Hytale folder. Inside of here we're gonna access user data, then go into the saves file, then go into the world that we created. For me it's site world. Now we're going to go inside of mods, then into the mod that we created, and right over here we need to create a new folder. So I'm gonna right click, go to new folder, and I will name it common. Inside of the common folder I'm going to once again create a new folder. I will call this one items. Inside of this one I'm going to make once again another one, call it weapons, and inside of the weapons folder I will create another folder and call it soul underscore scythe, and inside of here you have to paste in your texture and model for the site that we've just made inside of Blockbench. Now if we close this window and go back inside of the Hytale asset editor into the rendering category, right here in the item model we need to click, then right here select our scythe, and as you can see nothing shows up right now. That's because it doesn't refresh in real time. So I'm going to close the Hytale asset editor and restart my world, and you'll see that right here our model should pop up. After restarting Hytale and reopening the asset editor, if we go right here to item model, right here select our site, go into items, weapons, soul site, you can see that our model is right over here. We're gonna click it and then hit select. Now we don't have a texture, as you can see right here it's messed up, so we're gonna go right here to item texture, go to our file, inside of items, weapons, soul site, and we have our texture here as well. We're gonna select that, and if we go back inside of Hytale, our site should be appearing. One small thing that I forgot to tell you guys here is that you have to click on equip item in order to have your item equipped inside of Hytale. As you can see guys, we have our site inside of Hytale, but it's got a small issue. It's not holding it from the middle, so let's see how we solve this issue. In order to solve this issue, we just have to go back in Blockbench, and right here in the outliner of our model, we need to highlight everything, then add it to a brand new group. I'll call this one scythe. The bones didn't want to go in, I'll just drag them in there. Now with our site selected, we need to center our pivot. Right here where we have our pivot point, that should be the point from where the player will grab the site. So if we save our model and get it into the folder of our mod, we replace the old one, this problem should be fixed. So let's see how that looks now in Hytale. Now we are back inside of Hytale, and as you can see our player is holding the model correctly, but there are still some issues. As you can see, the skull is not facing the player, but that's how we made the model, so that was the issue that we made when we modeled the site, but that shouldn't be a big issue. The important things would be getting the model inside of the game. Also, we can see the old green effect from the old site, but that one can also be solved. If you want to get a custom icon for your item, we just have to open the Hytale asset editor again, go right here into general and click this pencil button where it says icon, and then just play around with the settings until you're satisfied with the icon. Then hit save icon, and now if we go inside of Hytale, the icon is saved but it has a question mark. For the icon to show up, you just have to restart your world and it should appear. After restarting Hytale, you can see that the icon is showing up and everything is going on very smoothly. The site is working, but you can still customize a lot of features like the crafting recipe, the rarity of the item, the effects, but that's beyond the purpose of this video. This is just a demonstration of making your own model, your texture, and then getting it inside of Hytale. In my future videos, I'll be showing you how to solve other issues like the remaining effects from the old site and all other sort of customizations that you might think of, but the purpose of this video was only to show you how to get your own models inside of Hytale. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out, and if you want to download the mod, you can find it inside of my Discord server. See you in the next one.